Hey guys, Coop here. How about we build a strop? First of all, you're going to need a 2x2 piece of pine. You can pick these up at Lowe's for pretty reasonable, and I think they're like $2 maybe, or $1 for like an 8-foot stick. Anyway, this is what I'm going to use. You don't have to particularly use this, but this video is going to be based off of making a 4-sided strop. So let's get started. Take our old tape measure. I like making mine between 14 and 15 inches. If you make a 14-inch strop, 4 inches of it's going to be your handle, and 10 of it's going to be your actual strop. So 14 inches is a pretty good size strop. You know, it puts you right here. So you got 4 inches for handle, you got 10 inches for strop. So we're going to make this one 14 inches. And we'll mark that right there. And we're going to make all this whole strop with minimal tools. You know, everything, you won't have to use any power tools whatsoever. Draw my line. Now if you want to use power tools, you can, but you don't have to. Put this in my old vise, hold her down, grab the little coping saw, and we're gonna cut her. Okay, now that we got that done, we're going to pull this out a little bit, pull it right here. Now what I do is I'll take my measuring tape, I'll come from the top, come down, and put me a mark at 4 inches all the way around it. Okay, last one. And once I have that done, I'll take my square and I'll draw all my lines. There's one there. There's one there. And finally we have one here. And basically the lines are so you can follow them with your coping saw. Now I take my coping saw and I go down about 1/8 of an inch into the wood. So we'll start this. See how far down I go, guys? Just a little bit past the thickness of the blade. And we'll do that on all 4 sides. Okay, there's another one done. And now for this one. Okay, now that we have them all done, that's going to be all of our relief cuts right there. So now we're going to start with the rasp, clearing off all this excess stuff. So I'll turn over my thing over to this side and bring you guys around. I'm going to pause you right here until I get set up. Okay guys, I'm back with you. Now I use two different kinds of rasps. I use this one, which is a very coarse cut rasp, and then I use a smaller rasp. And both of these are flat on one side, curved on the other. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by using my coarse rasp, and that's just to knock a lot of this wood off. As you can see guys, that coarse rasp takes a lot of wood off at one time. So now we're going to turn it over, go to the other side. As you can guys see, she's already starting to take shape. So now we'll turn her again, and we'll continue to do this on all four sides. Okay guys, now that I've got my handle roughed out with the coarse rasp, now I'm going to switch over to the finer rasp and just kind of smooth out a lot of this really nasty bites that the coarse rasp took out of it. And as you can see guys, that finer rasp takes it down pretty quick, pretty fast, just like the coarse one does. Smooths it out a lot better. So I'm going to continue going around my handle, and I'll get back with you guys shortly. Okay guys, now as you can see, it's not completely done, but it's a lot smoother than what it was with the finer rasp. So now we're going to move on to sandpaper. Now you can use two kinds of sandpaper. You can use a sanding belt from a belt sander and use that, or you can just use ordinary sandpaper. Me, to make it simple, because not everybody has a belt sander, I'm just going to go ahead and use ordinary 150 grit sandpaper, because most people will have that. You can use 80 grit, 100 grit, 150 grit. 150 grit is what I have available right now, so I'm going to use that. It's a pretty common piece. Basically, it's that bad boy right there. And we just wrap the handle around it, and we start sanding. And you can go down as fine as you want with it. You can stop at any time, move to the other side. But you guys get the idea of what I'm doing. This is smoothing out where I went from the coarse rasp to the finer rasp. Now I'm smoothing out from the fine rasp to the sandpaper. And as you go along, it'll start molding and start putting itself where it needs to be. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next trip.